You're listening to Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles, and I'm Zoltan because I have to be. I'm sitting in for Frank this week, Zoltan King. And Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles, our mission statement, our mandate is to make the world a better place by sharing information and interviewing people who actively experience and live various different pleasures and lifestyles in order to inspire and educate listeners about the enriching possibilities to lead more interesting and fulfilling lives. And this evening we have a great show for you tonight. With us in studio today, we have Montreal composer and all-around great guy, Matthew Binks, with us in studio. Matthew Binks is an accomplished music composer. He was born and raised most of his life in the Montreal area, where he went to the Fine Arts High School, FACE. Having completed a Bachelor in Fine Arts, focusing on music composition in 1999, as well as studying preparatory conducting lessons at Le Conservatoire de Musique de Québec, he began working professionally while pursuing his studies. Prior to graduating, his top project was the educational video Taxing, So You Think It's a Game, produced by Bass Shaw in association with the MUC Police. Since that time, he has gone on to score soundtracks to numerous films. His portfolio includes the award-winning Over a Small Cup of Coffee, Bataille, A Game Called War, and Il Bagno, where he conducted the score live for the premiering of the film at the Toronto Italian Film Festival. He has also written for television and video, providing the music for Toronto-based television program The Spa and Beauty Show and the classical music video Commedia, where he arranged and conducted the soundtrack with members of the Toronto Symphony Orchestra. The video was aired repeatedly on the Bravo channel. His future goals include, teaching film composition at a university part-time while having a full-time career in film composing and orchestration, which are certain points that we are going to touch upon in this interview. So, Matthew, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're born in Montreal.
That's right.
Tell us a bit about your cheminement, I guess, as they say in French. I mean, how you became a composer.
Well, it's usually different for most people on how they find themselves, of course. In my case, I found myself late in life getting into music composition. I was always musically inclined as a child, but my main thing that I was into was art, drawing and that. And around the age of 16, I started to find myself drying up artistic, like drawing-wise. I just didn't find the medium as satisfying as it once was. And by the time I was 18, I just found my output had significantly decreased. And it was around that time, that's when I first discovered, I really started to look at other mediums of creative outlets, and looking into other ways I can express myself creatively. And of course, I, had worked a lot of music, never considered it professionally, but at that point, I looked at it as an option, and I came across film music and how it all works together, sound and visuals and evoking emotion and perspective and thoughts and ideas. And it just attracted me so much that that's how I found myself pursuing it after really looking at it and saying, this is something I think I'd really like to do.
And what steps did you take to actually get to there?
I took a lot of theory in music. I went to school to study music. I completely changed direction. I was originally studying art, and then I moved into studying music more seriously. It was sort of a flip-flop.
What age was that about?
About 19, actually. As I said, I started late doing this. I sort of flip-flopped. Originally, it was art that I focused on with a sort of dabbling in music, and now it's become the other way around. I went to university, studied music there, took preparatory conducting lessons at the Le Conservatoire de Musique de Québec, and immediately, as soon as I knew that I had access to working with equipment that would allow me to score soundtracks, I started right away pursuing job opportunities even while I was doing my studies in university. So from there, I graduated, continued to still do the studying even on my own time, workshops and that sort of thing. And from there on, I just kept networking, continuing to make contacts, and get myself involved in the film music industry.
So you were working and, preparing yourself and training yourself in the meantime. I mean, what kind of jobs were you
Mostly at the time, I was doing student films. Probably I would say that's the best way to go for anybody who's an up-and-comer film composer aspiring to be one. That's really what I did. I tried to find as many different directors out there that were trying to work their way up like myself. And from there, A few of them eventually do continue on and continue to get work and actually get films that, you know, make money in that, and in turn are able to pay you for your services, contracts, and that sort of thing. Become basically going from the student level or the amateur level into the professional level, actually working with contracts and signing deals and copyright and all the other business yada 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 that goes with it. So yeah, that's essentially what I did while I was in school, and then from there just moved on into just professionally.
And also, there's also friends and families. I mean, you're also the composer of Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles theme song.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I do as well do that. I help out for friends as well and family who do work as well in any form of the media. If they need music, more than happy to help out.
which is also, I mean, it works both ways, right?
Exactly.
It helps them out, and it gets you something
exactly. It gets me exposure.
Different.
Also gives me pleasure to know that, you know, they're getting a kick out of using something I've made for them. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And what do you currently work? You're currently working. You're composing as well, but you also told me about your day job, which seems kind of interesting.
Yes, I work at Canada's largest music distribution company, musical instrument distribution company, I should say, and that's good for me, and it actually enhances what I do because I keep myself involved in some way or other, involved in music, and getting to see all the different kinds of musical instruments that they have, it does inspire. It gives me ideas for what I would like to do on future projects. You know, if I get a project that needs a certain kind of instrument, I might stumble across that instrument in my work, and I'll be like, oh, that would be a good idea. You know, I could use that for this, you know, or that. It coincides nicely with my film composition.
And so, of course, at your work, they also know that you compose. And
yes, they do.
I mean, probably everyone is somehow artistically inclined. They're all musicians, or
a lot of them are. Not everyone is, but yes, I would say quite a few of them are artistically inclined in one way or another to some extent.
What's your favorite instrument?
Oh, wow. I have quite a few.
Loaded question.
Loaded question. I love the piano. I think the piano is so expressive. I love the cello. I think the cello is, as far as the string instruments go, is probably the most beautiful just because of its range, its texture, its expression. Trumpet, even. I love good brass. It's guitar too. Depending, it really depends on the style of music and what it calls for. I love all instruments really. As a film composer, it's sort of required that I do, because if I have a preference, I like some instruments, I don't like others, I limit myself, because some instruments I'm saying, well, I don't care for, might actually come in real handy for a specific score in the future that it would just work well in. So I really do. I love all instruments out there. I just love working with sounds and different timbres and different vibrations that you can get from different instruments.